She want it, I can tell she want it. Want me to push up on it, for she know where I'm all on it. We get the party going, liquor flowing, this is fire. 50 and Jeremiah, #1, there's nothing higher. Hold you down, get it.
I see you, baby.
Break it,
Won't you just put it down, oh.
Get it,
Put it down, oh.
break it down.
Okay, shit.
My name is Max Caps. I am 24 years old and I'm from Southern California. I got into skateboarding because some friends and I were mountain biking and scooters and doing jumps and stuff and kind of going through different things. And eventually we landed on like mini cruisers. DT, super OG Cali guy, he got me my first set of downhill trucks and was 10 mil bears on Kairos. And that was like the jam. I was riding a subsonic drop board at the time and like ghost stain sectors, that was all there was. Silverfish was the breeding grounds for a lot of small builders to kind of get their work out there and start climbing up the ladder kind of. Roar Rocket was a big deal then too. There was building contests monthly, that was a pretty cool time. In some places, Midwest and some of the Eastern, not really Eastern, but like Quebec and stuff, and they were pretty good local scenes. So like 2006, you want a new board, there wasn't a whole lot of like options. You don't just go to the shop down the street like you do now and boom, you got the new board. It's new from this year. You had to know a little bit more about what's going on because things were a little more secretive and companies were small and going in and out. So the choices were limited more to what you could find in the forums, and there was lots to be offered at the time. Trying new things that are not offered to you by anybody else or companies or corporate or whatever. You gotta kind of be creative and use your own two hands to make something that you want to ride. It's the way that you want it, not the way that everyone says you should be riding it. DIY is such a big part of my life because for generations in my family there have been fabricators and artists and all sorts of people that made things for themselves that they liked. They followed their passion and did it to no end. Since I was little, I'm making like little arts and crafts on the regular. So I had a machine shop in my garage because my dad is a fab guy, and it was easy for me to be like, hey dad, show me how to use the mill. I'm gonna make some trucks. And like, I can't afford precision trucks or the ones I wanted, so I had to make my own. And that was a whole lot of fun. I learned a lot, and through the people on like stuff to Silverfish, I learned a lot about everything that had to do with trucks and had to do with boards. And you do a lot of reading, a little research, and you find out how to make a board the way you didn't think you could do last week. And with the years that things changed, you had to evolve your style before the boards kind of met with you or the products or whatever. So they knew. And even now, I mean, I try to get my own tools and figure out new ways of doing stuff. And I have like one of the most coolest R&D guys in the sector, but still I'm trying to make more things for me to try. And every now and then the homies give me a hard time and they say that my boards are all like the same, but just a little bit different shape-wise. And I would agree, some of them are pretty close, but no two ever come out exactly the same, no matter how hard I try. And it could be the distance between one little hook and the front bolts or whatever up my feet, or something about it is special. And each one is like a little different. I want other people to chop their boards. I mean, I like making the money and chopping boards and making things with other people's boards that aren't mine, and I want them to try new things. I want to push their envelope more than, like, it's less, here's this cool shaped board. It's more, hey, I've never seen something like this before. What other boards are like that? Or what else can, what's the limit, you know? Kids are always trying to explore new things or make what they have their own, kind of. They're trying to find something new with what they got. And they'll do stickers and custom grip tape jobs and put whatever their favorite brand is and whatever, but they won't change the actual board. They'll sell it, they'll buy a new one on the buy sells, and then the vicious cycle kind of keeps going where you're not really finding what you want, you're just looking at whatever the selection already provided is and being like, this one's close enough, or I think it's close enough, and then I'll deal with it. But usually you have that one board that's like, I love this shape, but just if it was a little different, I could like make something really cool. And doing it yourself, that's like the answer. Chop Lord came about as a joke with my first boards that I was making, and it just so happened that I had like a group of boards that I was like, all right, I'm gonna chop all these up because I got nothing better to do while I'm in Indiana. And like Trap Lord Chop Lord. It was like a good plan. Yeah. So like I'm in the trap chopping up stuff. It was pretty like a good little connection there. I hope people see this video and see my chopping and get the inspiration to take a risk and cut their board or cut something or just try new things on their skateboard, because with only a couple of tools I was able to change all these boards no problem. And you should just be creative. I mean, skating is about having fun and thinking outside the box, and that's like the main thing about having fun in any situation. So get out there and try something and maybe make something cool and new or whatever, just satisfy your inner need to make something and get creative. So if you want a board cut, find me on Facebook. I do it well.